Thank you for tuning in. This is your girl, Her Destiny, coming to you today on this Tuesday. Hope all is well and that your week has started off great. If not, I hope it gets better for you before the day ends, and that the rest of your week will turn out to be just fine. We know every day is different and every day has its different challenges, but I'm here wishing you the best. Thank you so much for tuning in. For all you new YouTubers that are tuning in, I really appreciate your support, and I most certainly appreciate the support of all of you that have subscribed from my beginning. Those subscriptions are very important, as you all know, as YouTubers. It is not as easy as some people think it is. All right. Once again, thank you for tuning into Her Destiny. In most cases, I talk about relationships, and there are some other topics also. And today I'm going to bring you one other. Don't forget to subscribe, those that have not. Don't forget to like and comment if you like my content. Thank you so much. Well, today I'm going to be talking about things or sayings that our parents had for us growing up. Their comebacks when we got out of line, when we got out of order, if we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing, they always had a saying to stop us dead in our tracks. And here are some of those today. And for those of you, I have told you this before, sometimes when I'm looking at my notes, I take a little long to zoom in. That's because I have blurry eyesight sometimes, and it takes a moment to get focused. So bear with me. I did have a friend that told me to stop doing that, just to put the notes away if I had to stare at them that long. So I told them I would take their advice and try to move along a little quicker. So here we go. One of the first is, as a kid, when you're running back and forth in the house and you're asking your parents for money, like we all did, because we wanted to get some penny candy from the store, which now costs 50 cents. The saying was, money does not grow on trees. If I have some money, I will give it to you. Now run along. That was one of the first ones. Number 2, running in and out that door. If you don't close that door, you're letting all of my heat out of the house if it was the winter time, and you're letting all my air conditioning out if it was in the summertime, and I cannot afford to pay the electric company all of this money, whatever. So let's move on. Now, we all as a kid at some point or another has tried to question the direct authority from our parents, whether it be by making faces or whatever it was. And my parents' comeback was always this. If I wanted to know why, this would be the comeback. Because I say so, that's why. Do you have a problem with that? Well, that's too bad. Okay. Next is, Mom or Dad, can I run along with Susie just because she's going down the street to do something? Is it okay if I go with her? And the comeback would be, if Susie goes and jumps off a bridge, are you going to jump off the bridge with her? Go somewhere and sit down before I make you sit down. Okay, next. Now this one here, I know I made a lot of faces growing up, and it was obvious. That's why I cannot fake anybody on my feelings today. If I'm feeling something, I show it in my expression. Well, when I would show certain expressions as a kid, this was the comeback. If you keep on making those faces, it's going to stay like that. If you keep on frowning, your face is going to freeze up one day. And that I do remember saying to me quite often. I must have been a bad little kid. All right, Nick. If there was something going on and the parents talked about it, I'm sure you guys remember this, one or more parents or whoever it was, and there was some concern as a kid. There wasn't much you could do, but you had concern. The comeback from my mom would be, we don't worry about stuff like that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't know if you remember that one, but that is one that I remember. Okay, next. Okay, sometimes I know I had a smart little way of doing things because I was so grown, and sometimes I would say one word. It wasn't a bad word. I didn't think it was a bad word, but when I said it, this was my mom's comeback. Say that again and I'll wash your mouth out with soap and water. Okay? And I believed her, so I didn't say it again, that's for sure. Okay, next. As you can see, I'm trying to move along fast here. Now, when I complained, I know some of you might remember this because we had to get up on those cold mornings and walk to school, or maybe for blocks. And I would get this all the time. Well, when I was a kid, I had to walk 5 miles to school and 5 miles back. There's no reason for you to be complaining. Hurry up and get dressed and get on to school. And I know some of you can relate to that one. Oh yes, whenever I was told to do something and I started fretting about it, this was the comeback. You'll live, just get it done. I lived all that I had to do. You certainly are not going to die with the little thing that I asked you to do. Now, whenever I did something and got in trouble, this was the main comeback. Well, you bought this on yourself. If you had done what I told you to do the first time, you wouldn't be going through this. You'll listen to me the next time, won't you? All right? How many can relate to that? Now, whenever this is me now, got my little spankings or my little beatings for being out of order, this was the comeback. This hurts me more than it's going to hurt you. Yeah, right. That was what was said. I certainly didn't feel good about it. I don't understand how it hurt her more than it hurt me. And I was the one getting the beating, but I do remember that saying. Yes, I do. Okay. This one here has come back to haunt me. One day you're going to have a kid and it's going to turn out just like you. Now, I didn't know what that meant. Or she said the kid was going to be like you. And yes, this has come back to haunt me. I do have a kid, and that kid has some of my traits, and yes, it has come back to haunt me. Because I look at the kid, at my kid, and I say, well, I know where you got it from, so I'm not going to blame you for that. She knew, my mother knew exactly what she was talking about. Next. This one here, I was not born yesterday. Because we as kids thought we knew it all. They've been around for centuries, some of them, our parents. And we just thought we knew a little bit more than they did. No, not even a chance. Not even a chance. Oh yes, this one here, you kids are going to be the death of me one of these days. And that one I can say I did not kill my mother. My mother lived a long and prosperous life. She's no longer here, unfortunately. But I hope and pray that I wasn't part of that. I know I was a bad little kid, but there were more kids than me, so we'll all take responsibility equally. All right. Whenever I would say hey to someone, the comeback was, hey is for horses. You say hi when you're speaking to someone. And I think I've got one more here. If I can get it. Oh, yes. Wipe that smile off of your face before I wipe it off for you. I guess I always made these faces. That's why I say I can't hide my emotions. Whatever I'm feeling just comes out. Well, that was the last one. Can you guys relate to any of these sayings? Did your parents say any of these to you? Were you a bad kid? Or you were a good kid and you never heard any of these sayings? Whatever the case may be. Can you relate to any of these things? These were sayings that your parents or parents said to you as you were growing up. Remember those days when you just thought you knew it all, you was grown, and all this kind of stuff. I even remember as a kid one day saying I was going to run away because I could not take it any longer. I think I got no further than the front porch because she made sure she came and got me. That was nothing but love. But yes, these are sayings. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you every single time. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and comment. This is your girl, Her Destiny, coming back at you. Until the next time, have a great day, a good rest of the week. Peace out. Bye-bye.